So, in other news that has given me a massive existential crisis, the UN World Meteorological Organization published its annual State of the Global Climate Report a couple days ago to sound the red alert to the world on the urgency of the climate crisis.
Sounds so good. Sounds so good. Sounds so healthy.
It's terrified me with all of these records that we've set in 2023. We have record high greenhouse gas levels in the atmosphere, record high temperatures, record sea level rise, record ocean warmth, which has led to more than 90% of the global ocean experiencing heat wave conditions at some point in 2023. Record Antarctic sea ice loss. And so, yeah, we're breaking records all over the place right now.
90% of global ocean experienced heat wave conditions at some point in 2023. That sounds like we're going to have no fish left. That's what that sounds like.
That is part of what this said, I think, is that fish have been frantically migrating towards the poles of the Earth.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, in an effort to get away from the heat. So this was all obviously not good. And yet it felt like this hit me, and it was like depressing, but not actually terrifying, because we've been hearing about, last September was the hottest September on record. Also last October. Also last November. So we've known that those records are hitting. But then on the same day, NASA scientist Gavin Schmidt published an article in Nature explaining that the planet warmed 0.2 degrees Celsius more than scientists expected last year, and nobody knows why.
What do you mean they don't know why? What do you mean you don't know why? You're a scientist. If you don't know why, who does?
That's the crazy thing. It's not like they I guess it's that they still have to figure it out, but they've posed some explanations for why there might be some difference.
Okay.
But those explanations combined would explain less than 10% of the difference that we actually saw.
That is so fucked up.
Yeah. And 0.2 degrees Celsius as like a global average temperature over the course of 1 year.
It's death.
Is it is crazy.
Because we're trying to keep global temperature change below 1.5, right?
1.5, yes.
So a 0.2 degrees on 1.5?
Yeah.
That's insane.
It is crazy. It's like 15% of that difference. And the scary thing here, this is where it did like crumple my insides, because we've talked about how with climate change, it could send our Earth into a completely different state of equilibrium. There are these tipping points, right? And an example of one is a version of the Earth where the polar ice caps don't exist anymore. Thing is, if all of the polar ice melts, it's not going to refreeze. It's going to take millennia of a much colder Earth to reform the polar ice caps, right? And so when that happens, you're going to have not only massive sea level rise, but you don't even know what else is going to happen to the global ocean currents that regulate our climate.
The ocean currents are going to be so messed up.
Yes, and that affects our atmospheric currents as well.
Yes. If the atmospheric currents change, Europe is tundra, right?
Yes.
Tundra, because it gets all of its heat from the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic Gulf Stream, right?
Yep.
And so if cold water gets in the wrong places in that, all that gets messed up.
Yeah, it's like any kind of predictability we might have had over Earth,
Gone.
weather, climate, completely gone, right? Everywhere we thought has been okay to grow food, we have no idea if that's okay anymore. The soil conditions, completely fucked up. So that's the scary thing about
that sigh.
about 0.2 degrees Celsius that is unexplained. Have we hit these tipping points?
Have we hit the tipping point? Is the tipping point the 0.2 thing that we can't explain?
Are we rolling over the edge right now? And that's what scientists will be continuing to collect data on to understand. And it's what is making it hard for me to sleep at night.
And this like 0.2 degrees Celsius, this wasn't like published in some like lefty journal. It came from Nature.
It's Nature.
It's Nature.
It's the most pure scientific journal that exists.
Oh, dude, this is a nightmare.